People of the internet, things for Tony Hinchcliffe are just getting worse. And once again, Tony Hinchcliffe bombed at a public appearance, but this time on the WWE. So today we are going to cover that appearance on the WWE and update you on the catastrophic failure that is Kill Tony on Netflix. And I just want to take this time to dedicate this moment, and maybe we could have a moment of silence for Kill Tony fans, because I know they're out there and they've been crying that Kill Tony is the greatest thing ever. And then today the whole world is realizing that your show is a dud, is a failure, and nobody likes it. And you dirty little creatures, you need to scurry away back into the darkness along with your show. So let's get to it. And the first clip we're looking at is What Culture Wrestling. They have 2 million followers, so I thought maybe they had a grasp on this wrestling thing. They were a big influential voice. So I said, okay, that seems fair. Let's get a big influential voice. They're probably going to have some opinions. So let's listen to it now.
Later on, but starting this one off, we're talking about something from Raw, something from this week's Raw that the people in WWE feel was a big dud, or just a dud. The dud is a scale, so take your pick. What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
Well, I know what it is, and I completely agree.
Yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe on commentary. He wasn't on commentary for particularly long, but
he still managed to be terrible.
Yeah, somehow worse than Pat McAfee. But yeah, he was on commentary for a short while. The most contentious line, we'll talk about that in the next story, but a lot of it was just going, hey, Michael Cole, you're old. Michael Cole is old. I'm a comedian, I'm paid to be funny. Michael Cole is old.
You got big ears.
Yeah, I mean, I've got big ears too, so, whatever. This is according to Fightful. I'll just read you the exact line. Those we spoke to backstage in WWE admitted the Tony Hinchcliffe spot came across as a dud. They also said he was very respectful of the show. So he was nice backstage.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and then, on camera.
Imagine. The whole wrestling world is mocking Tony Hinchcliffe. And you know the best part about this is his dream, his favorite thing. And when he got to be on his favorite thing, he bombs, and then everyone makes fun of him. Pure comedy drama gold. Do you know how great this is to watch this guy just eat shit? And I know many of you out there will be like, well, you just make fun of other people and you're so negative and mean. No, I'm not. Do you say that about South Park? Do you say that about Jon Stewart? Do you say that about all the shows in the Rogan sphere that make fun of people? The only reason you're saying that is you attached your identity to Tony Hinchcliffe, and we are making fun of it along with the rest of the world, and now you realize you're a giant foo. That's right, a giant foo. Okay, let's keep going.
Maybe not. They spoke about Bert Kreischer as well. The big boy taking the shirt off. Doing it for the big boys. I respect it. We need representation out there, my man.
Do you see that? Bert Kreischer getting praise. You know what? We all know Bert Kreischer is just crazy. But there's a little part of me, if he can just, every time he can dig a jab into Joe Rogan or to Tom Segura, I'm kind of supporting it. Because this whole week, everybody said that Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, and Tony Hinchcliffe are all giant failures at what they did on the show, right? And then we just got a little Bert Kreischer praise from, it looks like one of the biggest wrestling podcast thingies. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how Bert just keeps winning, even though he's the alcoholic. I mean,
but Big Bert, he was apparently very friendly backstage.
I'm sure.
And he was talking to people well before the show. He had a spot after the show where he did a choke slam on.
Did he?
On A-Town Down Under.
Oh, I need to see this.
Yeah, jobbers of the year, it seems, in WWE.
I bet he bloody loved that.
Yeah, it's like Jelly Roll did one. Last
Yeah,
year.
everyone gets to go.
Yeah, everyone gets a choke
We used
slam.
to do stunner parties in WCPW.
Yeah, they'll do choke slam parties.
Yeah.
Because it's mostly on the person taking it.
Sounds like last night. Woo.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe. Let's talk about Big Tone. He's obviously doing the roast of WrestleMania. I don't see what could possibly go wrong there.
I hope that's not filmed.
I mean, that guy's he's. I'll say this. I'm not.
People, we're basking. Okay, hold on. Look, we're not doing this properly. We're not enjoying, savoring this moment. So I'm going to stop you. Go ahead, pour you a cocktail. Pause this little segment here. Whatever you need to do, roll your joint. And when you get comfortable, and you feel like you're ready to soak this beautiful grasp of the English language that is coming, you go ahead and do that. So here we go.
Totally familiar with this geezer, right? I knew he was like a Joe Rogan guy like 5-10 years ago.
Yes.
I saw a video from that pod years ago where it was like Joe Rogan was slagging off wrestling and Tony Hinchcliffe was like defending it.
He is a big wrestler.
He's a big fan, for sure. The next time I heard of him was when he said that line about Puerto Rico last year.
Of course, yeah.
And now this. So I'm not an expert on this guy. Do you know him a bit?
I know him a bit more than you do, but like.
I find it really funny that Kill Tony says it has the #1 live podcast, whatever that means. But then these people don't even know who he is. It's just sad, man. Do you see the Rogan sphere is a propaganda machine full of lies, You like all these Kill Tony fans, they're coming to my video like that's the most viewed video I had. And it's not because they're mad at me. It's because I'm saying the truth. Listen, Tony Hinchcliffe fans have called me insecure, hater, cuck, gay, whatever. They've called me everything under the sun. I get it. You're allowed to. I ban you. It's just how it goes. But listen, the thing they have not said about me is I'm wrong. Just let that sink in. I'm not here for my own good. I'm not here for my own ego. Look, I don't deny that I'm hating and making fun of these people. I, in fact, tell you that's the whole reason I do this, because they're fun to make fun of. Just like South Park makes fun of all of these other celebrities. Look, I consider I'm putting up the good fight. I am fighting for humanity here. That's why I got to do this. I am fighting for humanity. I am fighting for the future of comedy. I am fighting so that comedy doesn't get so jacked up that one day nobody heard a laugh again. Because at this point, if you allow the Rogan sphere to continue, they're going to completely destroy comedy, and everyone's just going to be farting and taking their dick out and jerking off like monkeys. That is the end goal of the Rogan sphere. And I know many of us got caught up in the illusion that Joe Rogan painted, but look, I am fighting for the survival of humanity here. Whether you think that's important or not, it doesn't matter. I do. And if you're watching, just know I'm trying to do this for you, okay? I don't honestly see why the Kill Tony fans are mad. Honestly, they said the same things I said, but it's this tribalism, right? It's this tribalism. You know the old thing, like I can shit on what I'm a part of, but you can't, even though I know what you're saying is true. So I'm okay, and it's okay that they acted like that. That just showed me exactly what I said, that their cognitive brain function and their emotional navigation of this world is that of like a 7-8-year-old, because that was the last time where I really was heavily invested in fart jokes. So I picked that age. And so, look, we don't want these dum-dums having control of anything. So we got to fight for humanity and the future of comedy. This is how it is.
Say not in great detail, and to play devil's advocate somewhat, if he's a roast comedian, he's probably his material's not really going to be great use on Monday Night Raw, where they're obviously keeping him within very
The family show.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, yeah, he is a big wrestling fan, so I'll give that to him. Like you mentioned him there, defending it on Rogan. He was also on when they had Jake the Snake on Rogan's podcast as a bit of a go-between.
Okay.
And clearly showed his passion for wrestling back then. So it's not about whether or not he's a wrestling fan. It just didn't work, did it? Like
It wasn't
you say.
funny.
And then the line we'll get onto in a second was
Yeah.
just the sort of real final nail in the coffin for all this. Look, I'm sure the rest of WrestleMania will be far better because he can cut a bit more loose, and I sense a lot of that is too hard for TV or whatever.
He's going to be making Chris Benoit jokes, this guy.
Probably,
man.
yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I think everyone acknowledged it just didn't. I think even Tony himself would acknowledge it just didn't work.
It wasn't right. It wasn't the right fitting. And look, when I say it wasn't funny, humor is the most subjective thing on the planet, right?
But everyone said it was sucked.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see many compliments. Hey, maybe there were people going, yeah, Michael Cole is old, and like laughing along and stuff. Yeah, I didn't really get anything out of it. Personally, it just seemed like an odd fit. Yeah,
I got far more out of the Bert segment. I'm a big Bert Kreischer fan. Like Two Bears, One Cave is a great podcast out there. It is weird because Tom Segura is the other guy on that, and he's had his say about wrestling being all fake and that before. Yeah. But yeah, good for Bert. Like, he did the thing, he ripped his shirt off, him and Otis had that moment, and then get a choke slam someone's just like a dream come true, isn't it?
The only thing I know about Tom Segura is that he looks a bit like me.
He does a bit, yeah.
Every time I meet my great friend James, who lives in South Africa, he goes, "Hey, Tom Segura." I'm like, all right, maybe I should check this geezer out. But yeah.
I think Bert would have been better on commentary because he's the machine at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. Like, I'm not familiar with their work, but like, I like big lads. We need more big lads with grey beards.
But
Let's go.
Speaking of the line, we should make.
Did you just hear that? Did they just say Bert Kreischer would have been better than Tony Hinchcliffe? Did you hear that? Or am I imagining things? You know, people, to be honest with you, I don't know what to say. But I know that I heard these guys say all the things that I say. And to hear it, you know, it was like hearing Mozart for the first time. Or Baby's Got Back. You know, the first time you hear it, you're in utter awe of such creative ingenuity. Composing this whole masterpiece of music, you know? I don't know, guys. What do you think? They just said everything? What else do I have to say? But before we go, let's keep a check on the ratings of Kill Tony. You don't want me to rate it. It's a 4.8 still on IMDb. Sitting at 55% still, and the critics refuse to even acknowledge it exists. And I know everybody was taking their little pictures, and it looks that, Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony are nowhere to be found on the Netflix top 10 list. You know, I think there's a Queen song out there, and it goes, "We are the champions," and that is how I am feeling right now. I know it shouldn't feel this good to just constantly make videos about negativity and making fun of other people's shitty comedy, but let me tell you, it does feel good. It feels real good because this miserable little cunt Kill Tony is falling faster than we could ever imagine. Know you like to bang, don't stay.